Hey everyone, I'm Jamie Miller here at Prime, and I'm in the social media department. I'm here with Dee Sova.
Hey.
We are here just to kind of have like a little fireside chat with you guys here today. Dee normally does the videos live at home, but we're kind of revamping them up a little bit and just kind of wanting to sit down, talk with you guys, ask any questions that you have, trucking relevant or not. We're here to answer them for you today. To start off, we've got a couple questions lined up for Dee. Feel free, type them in the chat. Mitch is here with us, and he'll help read off the questions. So just fire them at us. We'll get them as they come. First off, highway diamonds. That is a huge part of Prime and women in trucking. What does it mean to you?
Well, first of all, let me say thank you for the work that you do. But Highway Diamonds, for me, our logo says strong, driven women. It takes all of that in order to be able to do this job. We're in the process of making this more than what it is, but really we're mentoring each other through our private group. Thank God for Brooke Mosley, who was able to get that approved, where you guys can go in and you can have these discussions about whatever you want, just as long as we keep it clean, ladies. But really, being a highway diamond, we're like the female version of all things Prime. We're not limiting ourselves to just being the drivers, because we have a lot of in-house staff who are doing amazing things. And we want to be able to make sure those people are highlighted as well. But you drivers, you are the ones that make everything work for all of us. And so we really do appreciate the work that you do. And being a highway diamond, you're the representative for all the women who are considering coming into this industry through Prime. You are branded in a way that every time you pull up in a truck, they see a woman in that truck. They're excited about possibly coming to this company because of how you carry yourself. And I've had these conversations with you guys, before. It was, I hate when I feel like I have to say certain things, but I feel like everything we do is a representative of the Prime brand. And so Prime Highway Diamonds is no exception of that. You guys are outstanding in the work that you do. And now this year, my whole goal for all of you is we're going to level up in every area. We are the voices of the industry in terms of how many women are out here at Prime. We have almost 1,500 women drivers here. I don't even think you guys are aware of how huge that is. A lot of these organizations have started and taken off because they've seen you guys. And I remember when I was a driver, Jamie, I was out there and I would see all the Prime trucks. And I'd see all these women and I was like, dang, one day I'm going to drive for that company. Yeah. And look at where I am, y'all. I'm here and I'm happy. And so I take my representation of Prime very seriously. You guys see me. I am always wearing Prime Highway Diamonds gear. I am not afraid to go in that store, spend that money. Anything new that comes out that's Prime Highway Diamonds, I'm wearing it. You know why? Because I want the ladies that come through our training program to be excited when I walk through the terminal or the plaza building. I want people to know what I'm excited about. And so my statement is in what I wear. And so, you can choose to do the same thing when you're out there. I remember a couple weeks ago, I saw one lady, God, I forgot her name. She has a black truck and you know who you are. She had the Highway Diamonds logo on the side of her truck. Her truck is black and pink. She's got on the black and pink Highway Diamonds shirt. She's got the hat on. She is Highway Diamonds out.
Represent.
She is totally representing. You know what that does? It makes the women who are interested in trucking want to come right on over to this company. Yeah. And so that's kind of what we want to touch on a little bit, is just building our own legacy here at Prime. That's what you're doing. I know it's tough out there. I know freight is different right now. Those are the least of your concerns because trucking is like that. It has ebbs and flows. And so that's not something that you should stress over because it's going to come back around. And when it's busy, guess what you're going to be like? Oh my God, I need a break. Right. So anyway, let's get back to some of the representation of, being a highway diamond. I think that our highway diamond women are very classy. They carry themselves well. Like I said, that's what drew me to Prime. And I'm happy to be a part of everything that stands for. I'm representing Prime, but I'm in my own lane, so to speak, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. I do have a question to kind of tear off that one. On representing what drew you to Prime. Were you ever intimidated to come into a male-dominated industry, or was Highway Diamonds like, nah, girl, you got me, I'm gonna just tag along?
Well, so I've been in the industry for 32 years.
Yeah.
And so when I did first come into the industry, I won't lie, I was intimidated. I mean, you see this big old trucks, and trucks weren't as nice as they are now. They were boxy, you had to climb up like you're climbing up the monkey bars in this thing. And it had this little stick shift. These men were telling me things like, girl, you need to go home and take care of your kids. I was like, what?
I'm trying to.
I'm trying to make money just like you. And that was intimidating. But the strong woman on the inside of me said that this can absolutely work as a career for me to build upon and grow, and not only support my children, but give me the self-esteem that I needed. That's another thing that trucking gives a lot of women. And if you'll ask them, I'm pretty sure they get a lot of compliments while they're out there on the road. Somebody seeing them backing up that truck and they're just like, oh my God, that woman just backed up that truck.
It's impressive.
The confidence that gives you is amazing.
Yeah, the looks you get when someone's doubting you at first, and then you do it
and you just whip it right in that
and
door.
You're like, walk out with so much confidence.
Powerful. Powerful.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that part has been really, really cool over the 30 years. I still had to deal with that for a long time. It's decades.
Oh, yeah.
As you're going through each decade, the first decade I was in my 20s. I didn't know anything, y'all. I'm trying to raise my kids. I was a woman going through a divorce. I had 4 daughters looking at me. And, for me, I just absolutely wanted to give them a better life. I came from being on welfare with those 4 kids to trucking, and it changed my life. And so that was my strong why, was those girls.
Yeah. We talked about that a little bit earlier, was finding your why, kind of like your motivation to keep driving through these slow times. What examples would you give? I know you said your daughters, of ways to help find your why for other women in trucking.
Well, I'll just take, for example, what I tell our students. Our students that come through our training program, they come from a lot of backgrounds. You have some who are barely making it. We've had students come through here who were homeless at one point, all the way up to students who have their PhD. And basically, the first thing I get a chance to tell them, like, we've got a new class right now. Stan is down there with them, Stan Casterkey. But anyways, I always tell them your why is the motivating factor for you doing what it is that you're doing. It's not enough to just go and start a new career, whether it's trucking or otherwise. You have to have a goal in why am I doing this? It has to be more tangible than just money. It has to be something that's going to help you to have the gut and the grit to stick it out when times are rough, even in that new thing that you're trying to develop. I never told you, but when I was in truck driving school, I was living off $20 a week.
It's rough.
Our students get 200. They're balling out there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Different time, for
$20 a week, y'all. I was barely eating. But I made it, y'all. When I think back on that time and what I was going through, it was really rough. And so you just have to realize, what am I doing this for? For some of you, it might be you got to take care of your parents. Some of you have kids at home and your family's depending on it. And if you're a woman, maybe your husband has to stay home because he's got other health issues, but he's taking care of the kids. And you're doing this for your family. Maybe your family's goal is to stop renting and you want to buy a house. Maybe you need X amount of dollars in the bank. And whatever that case may be, you got to be able to say, this is my why, and I'm going to look at this every single day until I accomplish every single goal. When you accomplish one, you got to go on to the next one. You know, you can't just sit there and go, oh, well, I reached my goal.
Yeah, I made it.
If you don't keep striving for something, you're going to be wondering and asking yourself, why am I doing this job? You know, there's going to be times when you're just like, oh my God, I've been out here for a year. That's too much. That's not even close to enough. You know, if you want to develop yourself into a full professional driver, you know, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the time. And I'm not saying that any of this is going to be easy, because it's not. But your why is that thing that helps you to sustain through the tough times.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good advice.
I like the way you ask these questions, girl. I'm loving it.
I love it. I love it. Hey, we'll move right along here. Kind of an off the wall question for some of our new drivers who are wanting to get into the industry, or even like new students. What are some essentials that you love to have in your truck, or vice versa? You're like, I thought this was a good idea at the time. It's not. Get it out. It takes up too much space.
So everybody thinks they need a microwave. You don't. There's so many cooking tools out there now. And the air fryer is a game changer.
I love my air fryer.
Oh my God, girl. I didn't get one until after I got off the road, but I was using the Road Pro lunchbox cooker. My husband was the cook, and so he would make almost anything in that thing. You can get, make sure that you have sleeping bags. If it's your own truck, you're going to, you know, make the bedding cute and everything. You can make your truck nice and girly. A little refrigerator, something to keep, you know, cool stuff, and something to keep, you know, your cold drinks and stuff like that. Me personally, yes, you can meal prep, even in a truck, especially if you're running regional. It's a little easier because regional, you're going to go through the house. And so you can go home, cook all these things, stack it up in your Tupperware, whatever it is that you're using, put it in your fridge and warm it up if you have a small microwave. I made sure I had a porta potty in my truck. So here's the thing about that. Everybody's going to have a different opinion. For me, I needed to have it because I don't like using public restrooms all over the country. I'm sorry, except for number 2, and excuse me if that's too much information. But I just didn't like that. As a woman, you know, we have to take care of our feminine health as much as we do our other physical health, our health, and doing this job. And so I needed to have a porta potty. There's times you're going to go to some of our customers, and you guys know this, where you're out in the middle of nowhere, guys. They go home at a certain time, but you were able to sleep overnight. What are you going to do? You see what I'm saying? So that was very important. And it was very important for me to make sure my truck had all the comforts of home. And I had to have tools in my truck, oil, you know, extra windshield wipers, little things, little tools, little things that I could fix. Things in my truck. But in terms of the comfort level, when I'm driving down the road, I didn't need to have a bunch of junk in my truck. You know, it's very easy as a woman. We tend to overly pack for the things. Girl, I got a million shoes.
Quarters. I love it.
Listen,
I keep everything.
Girl,
absolutely
shoes. It's the shoes. Everybody wants to bring all the shoes. And so, you know, you don't have to pack everything, but you do need to make it comfortable for you to live in.
Yeah. You got a question first, Mitch?
Yeah. Elizabeth Stoll wants to know, how can someone that's shy feel more comfortable out here?
Ooh,
that is a great question. So here's the thing. Some people are introverted. Like, everybody thinks I'm this extrovert. Y'all don't even know. I love living in my house and being by myself and keeping totally to myself. And no one really knows that about me. I'm very lonely because I don't have friends out here. But at the same time, I also need to hug myself a lot lately, and honestly, when you go to a lot of our shippers and receivers, you're out there and you're meeting people, whether you know it or not. You might be standing and talking to somebody right there in that shipping office. And sometimes it's the person behind the counter, right? And so I practice little things like that. I think I did a video once, a live on customer service.
Yeah.
And let's say you're the only person coming up to the counter and you've come in for the third time checking on your load to see how it's going. And then you stand there, there's this woman behind the counter. If her desk is there, she has these pictures of her kids and all those things. I break the ice every single time. So I'm not coming in annoyed. I look at those pictures and I'll say to that woman, hey, are those your kids? They're beautiful. What a beautiful family. Guess what that does? It stirs up a conversation. I've also met a lot of women in Walmart. Everywhere I went, all over the country, there were women who were leaving their purse in their shopping cart, and it annoyed me. So I'm tapping that woman on the shoulder. Hey, lady, people are coming in from all over the world, coming into Walmart, and your back is turned and your purse is in your shopping cart. Guess what that does? Dee is having another conversation. I find out about this woman's kids, about this woman's family. What does she do for a living? What kind of car is she driving? I'm having these kind of conversation, and guess what else it's doing for me? It's taking away that loneliness. So if you're that person, then you got to do just a little bit to go get into those kind of conversations.
Got another one for us.
Another one for you. What is the number one piece of advice that you have for fresh off the pad TNT students?
Ooh, fresh off the pad TNT students.
Be coachable. Please be coachable.
Yeah.
So when you came through the training program, you built a little network of friends, hopefully, or people that you clicked with or whatever. Keep those numbers. You're going to need them. You're going to need to call them. They may have gone to a shipper or receiver that you've never been to, and you're trying to figure out how the whole thing works. And you don't want to call your fleet manager because your fleet manager has all these drivers on their board. Build a network. While you're building your career, build your network. I promise you, I have driver friends all over this country. They don't all work for Prime. We all still are in touch with each other. They're letting me know how their career is going. Just take your time. You're not rushing. Just be safe out there. When you get to these truck stops at night, close your curtains. Don't park in the darkest corner of the truck stop. Try to get as close to the front as possible, and just think safety the whole time that you're driving. And I'm not saying safety, going down the highway, safety. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about everything that you do as a woman out here. You have to look out for yourself as if you were living in your home all over the country, and making sure nobody's going to come in. So you're going to lock up your truck. You're going to close your curtains when you park for the night. When you take your showers, you're going to try and do it during the daylight. But if you have to do it at night, make sure you have a good long metal flashlight so you can knock somebody over the head if you had to. But just do all the things that you have to be safe. It's no different. I think a lot of times people fear trucking because of the safety aspect. I would not have lasted this long, y'all, if I was scared of that.
Yeah.
You really have to use the same precaution that you had when you're out and about. You're grocery shopping when you're at your home city.
Yeah,
you're walking out. You're not going to leave your car unlocked. You're going to lock that car, right? You're going to be paying attention to your surroundings and not on your cell phone while you're walking into a truck stop or a grocery store or whatever. So all of those same precautions you're going to take while you're out there on the road, and don't be afraid. Okay, this is a learning curve. This is going to be your first time, and it's going to feel a little bit intimidating, but don't worry. I want you to rely on every bit of the knowledge that you got from both of your trainers, PSD and TNT. They prepared you to go out on your own. This is like moving out of your parents' house for the first time. I want you to think about it like that. When you moved out of your parents' house for the first time and you had to take responsibility for yourself, that is what this is comparable to. You're just going to take your time. You're going to be safe. You're going to pay attention to what's around you. Any questions that you have a fleet manager. You actually have a team. You got a payroll advisor. You got a log advisor. You got a road assist person in your network that you're starting to build. And please don't forget about your family. Don't just be out here, running around, and don't rely on the strength that your family gives you. Your family knows you better than anybody else. And those are the ones who are going to give you the pep talk on those days when you're feeling intimidated or overwhelmed. So just take all of those resources and use them and grow, and you will grow. It's going to feel scary in the beginning, but it's not always going to stay that way.
Yeah. I'll add one more to the resources, Highway Diamond.
Hello.
Hello. We've got Facebook pages. We're on YouTube. We've got all stuff. If you've got questions, female, not female, trucking, not trucking, hit us up on our Facebook page.
Absolutely.
We're here for you. We're monitoring it. We both are on it almost every day, I'm sure. If you've got questions, you've got a network of people that'll come around, surround you, answer your questions. Whatever you have, we're here for you.
So for those of you who don't know, the name of the Highway Diamonds group is called Prime Highway Diamond Support on Facebook. Okay, that's the private group. And then we have our public page, which is Prime Highway Diamonds. Speaking of Prime Highway Diamonds, we got a gala coming up.
We do.
Girl, I'm so excited about this
month.
thing. Let me tell you something. Every year that I was out on the road, I look forward to this specific time because this is when the ladies get to see how many people. This was the big deal for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how you dress when you come here. We want you to feel comfortable being you. But for those of you who like to get sharp, you like to get cute, you like to be girly, this is your night.
You want to wear your heels?
Put them on, girl. We
Do
want to
it.
see
Yeah.
you, okay? Be beautiful or be in your work clothes. We don't care. The point of this thing is for all of us to come together and for you to be celebrated. We want to celebrate the work that you do because it takes a lot for a woman to do this job, and you deserve to be celebrated, and that's what this is about. So March 20th is the date.
20th, 5:30.
5:30 p.m., y'all.
Yeah.
We're really excited. It's going to be a little different. And you're going to see, we're going to have 3 awards going out that night. I'm not telling you anything other than that. But I'm excited. We're going to have a DJ who's going to come and play some nice music. I want you guys on the dance floor. Please do not be so cute that you cannot get up and dance. I'm going to need you to do that. Can you do that for me? Please, please, please. The last thing I want to see is everybody sitting in their seats. This is for you to have a good time, and you deserve it. You've worked so hard. You've been out there, you've been running and running and running, and this is your one time to go and enjoy your night. That's what it's about. So I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to see you guys and greet you and be happy with you and celebrate your career, because that's what it's always been about for me. I remember the first one I went to, I think that one was in 2016. I was with my husband and we're sitting at the table and I'm just like, oh my God, there's so many women here. I couldn't believe how many there were. And, that was a game changer. That sealed it for me that I came to the right company just because there were so many women that were here. And that was something I had looked for my whole career, because all the other companies I worked for, Jamie, I was the only woman driver or one of 2 or 3. Here at Prime, we got almost 1,500. That's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's 14 or 15% of our fleet are women. So
huge,
great job, guys.
Huge.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And you guys have the ability, when you go and register, you're going to go to primehighwaydiamonds.com
To
/events to register.
Mhm.
You can bring a date, ladies.
Yeah.
Your date does not have to be somebody you're involved with. It could be another woman from another trucking company.
It could. Yeah.
You know, you choose how you want to do that, but just make sure that you go and RSVP about that so we can get a proper head count.
Mhm.
And we know who we can expect. You're going to love, you know, what we got going for this year. And I'm really excited to just give you guys this experience because, like we said, you deserve it. You earned it.
Oh, for sure. It's a nice change of truck stops and shipping
Oh my God.
receivers. It's like a little ball for us.
It is a
Yeah.
woman's ball, pretty
Yeah,
much.
I love it.
So I look forward to it, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to see just how many actually come.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. All right, shifting gears a little bit here. Back when you were a driver, what was one thing that was super fun to haul or exciting or different?
Oh my gosh.
Reaching back in the memory here.
Girl,
I know.
that's a tough question.
If you've got one online that you've got super fun, like you hauled live fish for a pet store, or
I didn't do any of that fun stuff.
never went to Frito-Lay?
I
Did your trailer
did.
go
Oh,
all the way
y'all,
up?
let me tell you
That is probably
something.
the coolest thing
That
ever.
tripped me out when I saw it stacked all the way to the top. But what scared me was I know they're chips. And when I put chips in my cabinet, I know when I go up on these mountains and hills, the bag would pop because I forgot to let a little bit of air out. So I always had
didn't
that
know
fear
that.
when I picked up that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're going in high elevations, it'll
It
make
makes
your
sense.
bags pop. So
Yeah.
that was my only fear with that Frito-Lay
Mhm.
load. Other than that, you know, I've just pretty much done, I'm reefer. So,
Yeah.
you know, you kind of do a little of everything, dry
Mhm.
goods, all of that. I can't say that I had anything specific that stands out like
Yeah.
that. I would have loved to be one of those drivers.
Right? I knew we
Like-
had a driver that delivered a shark one time.
Oh, get out of here.
Oh, I talked to him. He was in heaven. He was like a little kid.
Get out of
And
here.
I was like, I'm so jealous of you right now. He delivered a shark to
So
Wonders
I've
of Wildlife
never-
here in Springfield.
well, here's what I will say. I like going to Mars. I like going to
Yeah.
Hershey. You know why? They give me candy.
Love
And
it.
I loved it.
I love it. That's
Let me tell you
amazing.
something. Those are my favorites.
Yeah.
Because, you know, sometimes chocolate for a woman,
Mhm.
it just does something for you,
Yeah.
right? You like getting it on Valentine's Day and everything. And then you go there and these people they just have it there.
Mhm.
And they're like, would you like some candy? Sure, I sure would. And I'd grab a handful. So
yeah.
that was probably one of my favorite
Favorites.
loads. But as far as anything really standing out, I like going to Shabani
Mhm.
as well because, you know, yogurt. I
Free
like
food.
yogurt. So other than that, I didn't have anything that I would say was really
super fun.
not,
Hey, that's
nothing
okay.
peculiar.
We came by with a pro tip.
No.
Please do Mars, Hershey, and Chobani. You
Right.
could get free stuff.
Free.
Free candy. Free
Yes.
candy. All right, let's see what else we have on here. You have any questions online, Mitch?
We're good right now.
Wow, you guys are quiet. You guys are quiet. Okay. When you were a driver, when you traveled, any places that you wanted to see and you got to do it being a truck driver?
Okay, so I'm from California. I was
Yeah.
born and raised, but something I didn't see enough was the California coastline.
Yeah.
I did not know how beautiful it was until I started driving for Prime. I mean, when I seen it, I would ask my fleet manager as often as he could you give me a load to,
Yeah.
you know,
Coastline, I
that
want to see
direct, you know,
Yeah.
California coastline is absolutely beautiful. I did not know how beautiful Colorado was going to be.
Mhm.
Montana was going to be.
Yeah.
But in terms of something that I really wanted to do, I really wanted to go see Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I told my husband, if we're ever in that part of Texas delivering a load, I'm going to Joel's church, man.
Yeah.
It's a mega
It's
church.
huge. It's huge.
Y'all, you have
Yeah.
never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
And guess what? I had a load that was delivering 11 miles from his church. Guess where we
No
were
way.
on Sunday?
Yeah.
We got to go and meet Joel Osteen. And that was just, it was
Very
huge for
cool.
me
Very cool.
because I always looked up to him and
Mhm.
his wife, Victoria. And I just thought, we're out here, we're listening to him on XM radio.
Yeah.
And so for us to actually be able to make it to his church and really feel that, it was totally different. And I
Mhm.
absolutely loved it. So there's been moments like that. There was also another time when we were on the California coastline. I had a delivery in San Luis Obispo, 6 miles from my favorite beach in California, Pismo Beach. Right when I was about to deliver, I messaged my fleet manager. I was like, look, I'm 6 miles from my favorite beach. I said, if you don't have anything for me, I would love to spend the rest of the day right there.
Oh,
And sure
yeah.
enough, it worked out. But guess what I had to do, y'all? I had to call the city of Pismo Beach because there's not parking for that everywhere
Yeah.
in this area. They directed me to the sergeant's desk. The sergeant said, sure, I got a place for you. If there's room for 2 trucks. And then he gave me his number, told me to stick it on my window. You go have fun at the beach.
Mhm.
Sure enough, I get there, no one was there. So me, my husband, and my little chihuahua spent the rest of the day on Pismo Beach. And that was such therapy for me.
Mhm.
Sometimes you got to get out of that truck
Yeah.
away from the noise and the grease and the rush
Mhm.
of getting that load done on time. And you have to do something special for yourself like that. And so I found that when I did that, these are also things that contributed to my ability to
Mhm.
stay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
you
so
definitely
you
have to
have
give
to
yourself a
have
break.
those kind of moments where you're finding your peace, your feng shui, or whatever the thing is. Um, and so that's what's been exciting. That's what's held me together in this career. And I'm looking forward to watching you guys grow your career and build your career. And the one thing I want to say, try to get to that Highway Diamonds
Yes.
gala. Okay, March 20th, one last plug at 5:30. I would love to meet you, shake your hand, hug you, tell you what a great job you've been doing all year long because you really are extraordinary.
Yeah.
And if that's it, Jamie,
That's all we have today.
it was a
Yeah.
pleasure,
Yeah, it's so
being
nice. It's
able
so
to
nice.
do this
Yeah.
with you. And
Yeah.
I look forward to all the future things we're going to bring for you guys. We really want to make this thing go.
Mhm.
And we're looking forward to helping you become the highway diamond that shines bright.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So stay tuned. We'll be posting once a week on upcoming events or upcoming live videos. So just stay tuned to our Facebook page. We'll post it on there. So you'll see when our next live event is.
Yay. I'm so happy.
Yeah. Thanks
I
for
am
all
so
who joined
happy.
us. And then future viewers, thanks for coming back and watching with us.
Yes. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
And we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Bye.